9 of the NFL season is here, and it is a circled matchup on the calendar for the Dallas Cowboys as they go to Philadelphia. Cowboys Eagles, it's always a physical, tough, gritty matchup, and it's also one that's very cerebral. The chess match has already started between Mike McCarthy, Nick Sirianni and company, and Isaiah Stanback is here to break it down for you on DallasCowboys.com with another edition of Film Room. This is where things get interesting. Because it's different than what Dallas has seen over these last two games.
Facts.
The Chargers and the Rams, very simplistic with their offensive and defensive attacks. That's not the case with this Philadelphia team. Why is it different?
Well, first of all, you talked about the Chargers, you talked about the Rams. Primarily on defense, these guys were running cover 4, which means they were giving a lot of space, okay? And I don't care. Take it. Take the cover 4. CeeDee Lamb went off in both of those games. I'll take that all day long. Dak Prescott started getting his footing. However, now you face a challenge that you faced earlier in the season. The last time you faced this type of defense was against the Arizona Cardinals, and that didn't turn out so well. So what did you learn from that? Let's go ahead and take it to the film. I'm going to roll these sleeves up because it's about to get real. All right, right off the bat, how can you take advantage of this defensive front? These guys are complete dogs right off the back, okay? You got Big Sweat over here, right? You got Jalen Carter, the new addition, who's also a dog. You have Fletcher Cox, and then you have Hassan Reddick, who's coming off on the end, okay? This is a 4-3 defense. This is the look that you want to have. Reason being, when these guys want to come out in this 4-3 set, you guys see them out here in this wide 9 technique. When they're in the wide 9, keep them in the wide 9. We'll block them out there all day long. It allows for you to have combo blocks right here on the inside. Okay, right here, combo, and then whoever wants to be on the defensive end, Reddick, keep them out there. But the one thing that I want you to pay attention to is the leverage of these two offensive linemen. This guard and this tackle literally run Fletcher Cox. The big run stopping Fletcher Cox, they push him out the club. They tell him no white tees today. I don't want you guys to see this. We're going to come off the ball. Pause it right there. Look at this leverage. Look at the bend. Look at the bend of these guys. Look at that right there. Look at that. Both of these guys have their inside legs bent. They are underneath his shoulder pads. And watch how the line of scrimmage gets moved back for him. They drive him off the line. Drive him. The next man comes up, picks up the linebacker, now pause it. Look at the vision of this running back. He has a two-way go. He can go that way if he wants to, or he can go where? Or he can find his way through here and hit the hole as well. Either way, he has options because these two big boss hogs are driving a big old Fletcher Cox 5 yards deep off the line of scrimmage. That's how you can be effective. When you see a 4-3 set against the Dallas Cowboys this week, they should be uber excited because you can combo block these guys off the line of scrimmage, but you have to have great leverage and you have to be in continuity with each other.
And just a disclaimer, this is an Eagles front that will show multiple. They won't always be in that 4-3.
Correct.
They will work back and forth into the 3-4 as well. But what about against the pass rush? You mentioned some of those weapons as well on that front 7 for Philadelphia, Reddick and Sweat.
Right.
They can get into the backfield, cause some havoc on Dak Prescott. Washington showed that they can beat that pass rush. How do they do it?
Yeah, well, one of the things that they like to do defensively is run man-to-man coverage. They are 80% of the time they want to run single high defense. It's either going to be cover 1 or it's going to be cover 3, but they much rather be cover 1. But on this particular instance, they go cover 3. So they do a really good job of go ahead and being late with their safeties, showing you exactly what's going on. So that's 2 high safeties. You have the corner down here. You have the corner down here. Right off the back, okay, I'm looking up there. If I'm Dak Prescott, I see 2 high safeties. I'm thinking it's cover 2 or cover 4. But right at the snap of the ball, let's go ahead and play it a little bit. Pause it right now. Boom, perfect. Now you see what's going on, okay? This safety is going back. This safety is dropping in. Now what are the responsibilities? Well, now you have this man that's coming out here. You have a man that's coming out here, and there should be a man right out here. That is your underneath coverage versus cover 3, okay? What is going to be advantage for Dallas? Condensed sets, okay? That worked for them the past few weeks. Right here you have Logan Thomas who's going to come up and control this safety. He is trying to capture the eyes of this safety. He wants to take full responsibility for that. What does that free up? Well, we just talked about this safety that's doing what? This safety is rolling down into coverage, okay? This linebacker, this outside nickelback is coming out here. Who is going to be available? Well, you have seam routes. Seam routes against single high safety cause a lot of strain because the only man that's responsible for it is this man right here. You see it right off the back. You're able to get things blocked up front. Okay, we talked about Thomas taking the safety out of there. Pause it right there. Now you see as soon as that safety turns his hips to try to go out here with Mr. Thomas, now you have what? You have Dotson doing a heck of a job. He came right to the stem, right up the numbers. Now he's taking the seam, and now the quarterback has this entire window to win. They take full advantage of it, delivers a nice ball. Easy money all day long. We consider that wide open in the NFL. That is a touchdown. Big play versus a solid front in a single high safety, you can take full advantage.
You mentioned multiples in the bunch sets that
Yeah.
Dallas could employ against this Philadelphia team. I want you to expand on that a little bit more in this next play, because there's a lot happening right up here. I'll have you clear the screen down at the bottom. But right up there at the top, there's a lot happening, and it's a lot of confusion.
It's a lot.
Very much so a veteran defense. How can you confuse them along the way?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of movement going on, okay? Right off the back, okay, this running back lined up initially over here, and he decided to motion across. When he motions across, how many weapons are on one side? Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 weapons. Now, exactly what are they trying to figure out on defense? They're like, oh, I don't know what the heck's going on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. You know what that looks like to me, Kyle? Looks like man-to-man. But man-to-man, you have to have what whenever you have a bunch set? You have to have space. He wants to try to press up a little bit, but guess what? If I go inside as a receiver and he's trying to press up against me, what is going to happen? Well, there's this thing called rub routes and pick routes, okay? So as we let this thing play out, boom, right off the back, pause it right there. We have switch releases, okay? So at the point, you have Logan Thomas that's coming off, okay? He's going right up inside. All right, we have Dotson that's taking the outside, okay? So now you have a defender trying to go over the top. We just talked about the outside receiver. He's now taking an inside stem, okay? Now, what's that create? Well, the man that's responsible for him is right out here, and he is trying to follow him along the way. Can't really do it. You know why? Because it's man-to-man coverage, and we're all in the condensed set. Go ahead and play it through. As you see it, pause it again. Now, look at all these picks. All guys are coming open, okay? You got Logan Thomas. He's going to hook up right here. All right, you have Dotson that's going out to the flat. You see his man up top here trying to get out there to the flat. So now you have Logan Thomas hooking up in the middle, right? You got Dotson going out to the flat. Who's responsible for him right here? Absolutely nobody. I can tell you who's responsible for him. This man right here. He got picked off, though, and he's confused because there's 4 guys in the same area. I don't know what the heck Howell was thinking about. Howell decides to go out here versus his press man coverage when he should have been going, whoopsies, right down the middle, because he has a wide open man that could have been for a touchdown. Kyle, you could have thrown that with your left hand sitting on your both butt cheeks, and that still would have been a touchdown. But I don't understand why that didn't happen. It didn't. The Eagles ended up winning the ball game when they really should have lost the ball game. But guess what? Washington, thank you very much for putting some things on film that Coach McCarthy and this coaching staff can use this week against the Eagles.
I might have to go try that. I don't know. Maybe I will be able to do that. He was wide open. Dallas will look to have that sort of separation coming up at 3:25 Central Time on Fox. For Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Yeomans. That does it for Film Room. Cowboys, Eagles. This one's going to be a fun one.